Hey, it's Cecilia. Welcome to Clutter Wednesdays. So today is a little bit of a continuation on what we were talking about last week. So last week I was talking about opening and how when it comes to opening, you don't want to open from the place that's closed. You want to find the part that's already open. And this week is a little bit along these lines. Not exactly, but definitely related. And I guess I was reflecting on this part, like the part that's closed, the part that we feel is needs to be fixed. And this could be this thing that we feel that needs to be fixed could be our clutter, it could be anxiety, it could be really anything that's happening emotionally in our lives, or a place where we're feeling stuck. And I guess I want to address this idea of fixing. Because when we come from a place of trying to fix our problem, often the parts of us that are really getting something from that start to rebel. And so let me give you an example with clutter. One of the questions that I always ask my clients when we're working on clutter is, what is the benefit of your clutter? Which might seem like a weird question. Basically, what are you getting out of it? What is it giving you? Because as human beings, we very rarely do things for no reason. My friend Bridget McFarthing, a dear friend and mentor of mine, always used to say this when we facilitated groups together. It's one of the things that, she's like, we're not crazy people filling our houses full of stuff for no reason. There are usually really good reasons why we have clutter. And usually there are really good reasons underlying most human behaviors. And they often have a lot to do with safety, with comfort, with love, and protection. And so when we try to approach something like clutter clearing as something to fix, right? So there's something wrong with us and we need to fix it. What that can set up is an automatic defense from the part that is scared, the part that's scared of things changing, because that part doesn't want things to change. It's very happy with things staying the way that they are because the clutter is keeping you safe. It's keeping things status quo. As human beings, we rarely change unless we really, really have to, because we're still, so much of how we're operating in the world is based on our animal brain. We're oriented towards survival, and change is dangerous. It brings unknown elements to the forefront. So I guess I just want to bring this up as you approach your clutter clearing, to really see where you're coming from. If you're coming from a place of shame, if you're coming from a place of trying to fix something, I imagine it will be challenging for you, either to get started or to get very far, because it's very difficult for things to change from that place, because these parts, the parts that are attached to our behavior, whether it's clutter or something else, they're attached for very good reasons. And so one of the things that we really need to do is have compassion for those parts, and have care for those parts, and have love for those parts, and understanding for those parts. They don't need to be fixed. They need to be understood. And they need to be held. And when we can understand them and when we can hold them rather than trying to fix them, then then something can start to change. So it's almost like this parent-child relationship. The parent doesn't do everything the child wants. Sometimes the parent needs to encourage the child to do things that they're afraid of. Like my first day of school. If my mother had listened to me, I would not have ever gone to school. I would still be here, never having gone to school. I was terrified. And so sometimes as parents, you need to get children to do things that they don't want to do, but you do it acknowledging that their fears are valid and that their concerns are valid. And so that's one way to deal with these parts, the parts that are afraid of letting go, the parts that don't want things to change. There's a way to hold them as you would hold a small child who's getting ready to go to school or getting ready to do something that they're afraid of. You hold them with compassion, you hold them with understanding, and you still move forward. So no more fixing. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing wrong with those parts. So give it a try. And please, I'm looking for questions. So if you have any clutter clearing questions, please let me know. You can do so in the comments below, or you can send me an email. But I would love to hear from you. So go forth, fuck clutter, and we'll talk soon. Bye.